Well, let's continue with our journey through the AI apps you might want to use in homeschooling. Remember, this is our demo painting from Midjourney, and we will look at Midjourney later. But here is Crayon. This is a free option, and remember, my prompt was an illustration of a tranquil winter scene with a broken cabin. So we have, again, very much illustration style through here, and not particularly great pictures, just overall so-so. And that's generally been the results I've found with Crayon. We moved on to Night Cafe, and it has some better options in terms of the results that it produced, again with that same prompt, but again, it just depends on what you're looking for. I've never found Night Cafe to be one of my favorite apps, but it does some nice stuff. But both Crayon and Night Cafe, in my opinion, are kind of limited in what you're going to be able to do with them. I much prefer Playground if you're looking for a free option. I don't think you can beat Playground AI. It gives you a lot of options in terms of what you can do. Plus, again, the results are not bad. Now, these illustrations are so-so, but as you're going to see further on in this series, I'm working with a very simple prompt, and you get basically what you put into it. So I didn't give a very detailed prompt, and so it gave me very simple results. So let's look at DreamStudio and Dall-E. Let's start with DreamStudio, and you can find that at beta.dreamstudio.ai, and it is what I would say is fairly inexpensive. You get 1,000 credits for $10, but that's going to create up to 5,000 images. So you can really do fairly well. You can use this without being too worried about cost run up. And again, it's a pay-as-you-go type thing, but I think it's a really good option overall. So let's go to menu, click on Dream. I've got 4 windows here. I could change the number of images that it creates. Like I can push that up, and I don't know how well you can see it. I've got 6 there. You can go all the way up to 9, but I like 4 for a number of reasons. Midjourney usually generates 4, and it's just it's nice to just get a sampling of whatever the AI is going to produce. The only other thing I'm going to change is the dimensions. It's set for 512 by 512 pixels, and I'm going to move that up to 768. And you notice we're still running stable diffusion, just like we did with Playground and with Night Cafe. We've got a lot more options, but I'm going to stick with Stable Diffusion 1.5 because I find that for artistic purposes, I like it best. So let's put in our prompt and see what we get. And I'm going to click on Dream. This goes a lot faster. So we're going to have our results here in just a few seconds. And here they come. Let's see what we've got. Okay, we've got a very much a painterly look, kind of an interesting looking cabin there. Not sure what to think of that one. And this has still got a painting feel. And I like that one. That's, again, much more artistic. And over here we've got, again, very much an artsy look, a decent cabin. So those are the 4 results that we got with DreamStudio. Again, DreamStudio, Playground AI, both really good apps to use. And let's go on to Dall-E. Dall-E operates differently than Stable Diffusion, and everything we've seen so far, except for Crayon, was based in Stable Diffusion. DALL-E is a different approach to AI, generating AI images, and I'm going to be honest, I have no idea, nor probably could I comprehend how they work. So I'm not even going to try to explain the differences between the two. But let's put in our prompt and see what we get. Okay, an illustration of a tranquil winter scene with a brook and cabin. And let's generate our image and see what DALL-E comes up with. Now, DALL-E also gives you little suggestions on prompting, which is kind of fun. So here it says you can mention styles. You can ask for mediums like crayon on dark paper, embroidered canvas. So there's a lot of variety. Okay, 4 images pretty quickly. Okay, and these are all in an illustration style. Now, I didn't specify dimensions, and I don't know that I can. I don't use DALL-E hardly at all, but I wanted you to see how it works. So, okay, again, very simple pictures, illustration style, very stylized, and that's what you get with DALL-E. Over here, you can see I've got only 13 credits, and you can actually buy credits. $15 will get you 115 credits. So DALL-E is a bit more expensive to use than the other ones. And where it really shines is in something that's a little bit more advanced that I'm not going to go into in this little series, but it's something called in-painting. And it's if you create an image somewhere else and there's a problem with it, like for example, if you see images of people, often their hands are not right. They may have 8, 12 fingers on each hand. AI does not do well with hands. But you can actually bring those images into DALL-E, and you can paint out the deformed hands and change it and actually fix some of your other AI art. So that's where DALL-E shines. But I don't use it for just generating images. So those are our basic options for getting into AI art and using it in your homeschool. There's Crayon, which is completely free, but very basic. There is Night Cafe Studio, which is, it's actually, you can work with it, but it will get expensive if you really try to do a lot with it. Playground AI, which is free, and again, I think it's as good as you're going to find. DreamStudio, which is $10 for 1,000 credits. So it's not free, but you can do an awful lot with those 1,000 credits. And then there's DALL-E, which is $10 for 115 credits. And it's something that you might use to actually edit pictures. I personally would not use it for generating pictures. So those are the basic apps. Now I'm going to show you in the next video some other options that are a little bit more complicated. In one sense, there's one that's completely free but complicated, and then there is one that's very easy but on the expensive side, and we'll look at those in the next video.